Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. You're listening to the RX Daily Dose. Today's episode is being recorded for Wednesday, November 17th, and I'm your host, Ian Parnagoni. We update this podcast for healthcare providers, medical professionals, and anyone who has an interest in drug updates. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media, including iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. All links can be found in the show notes below. So in today's episode, we have updates which include approval of Cyltezo, an interchangeable biosimilar to Humira, and approval of Seglentis for acute pain management. We'll also be going over approval of an EUA for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for ages 5 through 11 years old. As always, feel free to skip around. I'm going to include times in the show notes so you get the drugs that interest you. So first up this week, the FDA approved the first interchangeable biosimilar product to treat certain inflammatory diseases. Adalimumab ADBM, which goes by brand name Cyltezo, was originally approved in August of 2017 and is both biosimilar to and interchangeable with its reference product Humira for Cyltezo's approved uses. Cyltezo is the second interchangeable biosimilar product approved by the FDA and the first interchangeable monoclonal antibody. Once on the market, approved biosimilar and interchangeable biosimilar products can play a role in facilitating access to treatments for many serious health conditions. Cyltezo is approved for the following indications in adult patients: moderately to severely active rheumatoid arthritis, active psoriatic arthritis, active ankylosing spondylitis, an arthritis that affects the spine, moderately to severely active Crohn's disease, moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis, and moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis. Cyltezo is also indicated for moderately to severely active polyarticular juvenile idiopathic arthritis in patients 2 years of age and older, and pediatric patients 6 years of age or older with Crohn's disease. Biological products generally derived from a living organism include medications for treating many serious illnesses and chronic health conditions. A biosimilar is a biological product that is highly similar to and has no clinically meaningful differences from a biological product already approved by the FDA, which is also called the reference product. Patients can expect the same safety and effectiveness from the biosimilar as they can from the reference product. Interchangeable biosimilar products can be expected to produce the same clinical results as the reference product in any given patient, and for biological products administered more than once to an individual, the risk in terms of safety or diminished efficacy of switching between the two products is not greater than the risk of using the reference product without such switching. An interchangeable biosimilar product may be substituted for the reference product without a prescriber having to change the prescription. The substitution may occur at the pharmacy, which is subject to state pharmacy laws, which vary by state, by a practice commonly called pharmacy-level substitution, where, similar to how generic drugs are substituted for brand name drugs, biosimilar and interchangeable biosimilar products may be substituted for their reference product. Cyltezo, which is offered in a single-dose pre-filled glass syringe, is administered subcutaneously under the skin under the guidance of a prescriber. The most serious known side effects with Cyltezo are infections and malignancies. The most common expected adverse reactions are upper respiratory and sinus infections, injection site reactions, headache, and rash. Like Humira, The labeling for Cyltezo contains a boxed warning to alert healthcare professionals and patients about an increased risk of serious infections that may lead to hospitalization or death. The boxed warning also notes that lymphoma and other malignancies, some fatal, have been reported in children and adolescent patients treated with tumor necrosis factor blockers, including adalimumab products. The drug must be dispensed with a patient medication guide that describes important information about uses and risks. To date, the FDA has approved 31 biosimilar products, including 2 interchangeable products for a variety of health conditions. The FDA also approved a new combination product of celecoxib and tramadol, which goes by brand name Seglentis, for acute pain management in individuals with pain severe enough to require an opioid analgesic and for which alternative treatments are inadequate. Celecoxib and tramadol is an oral prescription with a unique co-crystal formulation of the anti-inflammatory drug celecoxib and the Schedule IV opioid analgesic drug tramadol. During clinical trials, investigators observed that the most common adverse effects in patients were nausea, vomiting, dizziness, headache, and somnolence. Seglentis was approved as a tablet formulation containing 56 milligrams of celecoxib and 44 milligrams of tramadol. Currently, both medications are available generically in 100 or 200 milligram capsules for celecoxib and 50 or 100 milligram tablets for short-acting tramadol. This is important to note because the recommended initial treatment of Seglentis is 2 tablets every 12 hours as needed for pain relief, which is similar to readily available generic versions of the individual medications. The approval was based on findings from a Phase 3 randomized, double-blind, active and placebo-controlled clinical trial in 637 patients from the indicated population. Patients were randomized 2 to 2 to 2 to 1 to receive Seglentis, tramadol, celecoxib, or placebo. Mean baseline intensity was 6.7 on the numeric pain rating scale. Pain intensity difference from baseline over 48 hours was negative 4.2, negative 3.9, and negative 3.6 for Seglentis, tramadol, and celecoxib. It should also be noted that this medication will require a risk evaluation and mitigation strategy due to the risks of addiction, abuse, and misuse with opioids, even at recommended doses. Moreover, patients should be monitored for respiratory depression, and prescribers should discuss naloxone for those at risk of overdose. And finally, this week, the FDA authorized the emergency use of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for the prevention of COVID-19 to include children 5 through 11 years of age. The authorization was based on the FDA's evaluation of the data that included input from independent advisory committee experts who overwhelmingly voted in favor of making the vaccine available to children in this age group. Key points for parents and caregivers here, though. Immune responses of children 5 through 11 years of age were comparable to those of individuals 16 through 25 years of age. In addition, the vaccine was found to be 90.7% effective in preventing COVID-19 in children 5 through 11. The vaccine safety was studied in approximately 3,100 children aged 5 through 11 who received the vaccine, and no serious side effects have been detected in the ongoing study. The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 through 11 years of age is administered as a 2-dose primary series, 3 weeks apart, but is a lower dose, that's 10 micrograms, than that used for individuals 12 years of age and older, which is 30 micrograms. In the US, COVID-19 cases in children 5 through 11 years of age make up 39% of cases in individuals younger than 18 years of age. According to the CDC, approximately 8,300 COVID-19 cases in children 5 through 11 years of age resulted in hospitalization. And as of October 17th, 691 deaths from COVID-19 have been reported in the US in individuals less than 18 years of age, with 146 deaths in the 5 through 11 years age group. The effectiveness data to support the EUA in children down to 5 years of age is based on an ongoing randomized placebo-controlled study that has enrolled approximately 4,700 children 5 through 11 years of age. The study is being conducted in the US, Finland, Poland, and Spain. Children in the vaccine group received 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine containing 10 micrograms per dose. The FDA analyzed data that compared the immune response of 264 participants from this study to 253 participants 16 through 25 years of age who had 2 higher doses of the vaccine in a previous study, which determined the vaccine to be effective in preventing COVID-19. The immune responses of the younger age participants were comparable to the older participants. The available safety data to support the EUA include more than 4,600 participants aged 5 through 11 years enrolled in the ongoing study. In this trial, a total of 1,444 vaccine recipients were followed for safety for at least 2 months after the second dose. Commonly reported side effects in the clinical trial included injection site pain, redness and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, fever, swollen lymph nodes, nausea, and decreased appetite. More children reported side effects after the second dose than after the first dose, and side effects were generally mild to moderate in severity and occurred within 2 days after vaccination, and most went away within 1 to 2 days. Pfizer has updated its safety monitoring plan to include evaluation of myocarditis, pericarditis, and other events of interest in children 5 through 11 years of age. In addition, the FDA and the CDC have several systems in place to continually monitor COVID-19 vaccine safety and allow for rapid detection and investigation of potential safety problems. It is mandatory for Pfizer and vaccination providers to report to any serious adverse events, cases of multisystem inflammatory syndrome, and cases of COVID-19 that result in hospitalization or death in vaccinated individuals. It is also mandatory for vaccination providers to report all vaccine administration errors to VAERS, for which they become aware, and for Pfizer to include a summary and analysis of all identified vaccine administration errors in monthly safety reports to the FDA. It is also interesting to note, too, that the FDA also authorized a manufacturing change for the vaccine to include a formulation that uses a different buffer. Buffers help maintain a vaccine's pH and stability. This new formulation is more stable at refrigerated temperatures for longer periods of time, permitting greater flexibility for vaccination providers. The new formulation of the vaccine developed by Pfizer contains Tris buffer, a commonly used buffer in a variety of other FDA-approved vaccines and other biologics, including products for use in children. The FDA evaluated manufacturing data to support the use of Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine containing Tris buffer, and concluded it does not present safety or effectiveness concerns. And that's all I have for right now. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll include all links in the show notes below, so please go back and check those out too. Please connect with me on any of your social media platforms and give me feedback on what you heard today. I'd love to know what you thought about the episode. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.